Hey there, this is Marissa with Marissa Moments, and you know what day it is. It is Oracle Tuesday, so I am going to be reading from my personally made Marissa Moments Oracle deck, and this is a prayed up message of guidance, contemplation, wisdom, all the things, right, for your healing journey. So remember, take what resonates and leave everything else to the side. So without further ado, let's go on ahead and speed up this shuffle. Let's go. Oh, Lord, give us some guidance, give us some wisdom, Lord. Help us get through this week with clarity, direction, truth, wisdom, discernment. Lord, guide us. We ask that you come through, you speak to us, you give us direction that we cannot mistake. In your name, we pray, Lord. Okay, so let's get straight into it. You already know the answer. Okay, so this one looks like it's going to be funny. So you already know the answer. We keep putting out the same questions over and over, right? There's like a certain redundancy to it. It's becoming mundane is what I'm receiving, right? And it's almost like your prayer is very repetitive. But what I received behind it is that the reason why you feel like you haven't received your answer is because you're not walking in enough faith, right? Because it's like, what I receive is, it's like a parent, a trusted parent, right? Let's use our discernment and specify. But a trusted parent has promised to get you a gift, right? And it's something you've been wanting for a while, but they're just like, okay, I'm going to get you this gift soon. Right? They don't even give you a time frame, but I'm going to get you that gift soon. And so every other day now, and what I receive is almost like every 5 minutes, you're like, hey, so when am I going to get that gift? When am I going to get that gift? Am I still going to get that gift? What's up with that gift? Right? And that's what we've been doing with our prayers, right? But listen, you already know it is meant for you. It is yours. It is meant for you. The lighting just changed, right? But it is yours. It is meant for you. And God is of his word, right? Confirmation. So trust in that. Trust in the knowing that when the timing is right for you, that's when that gift will be released. Hope that makes sense. In the meantime, what Spirit is saying is like you have to do things to maintain your space and yourself, right? So wash your vehicle. That's very direct. Even aside from like your vehicle, right? Because I always joke, I'm like, if you don't have a car, then wash your feet, right? But what this message is saying is that get organized, right? The thing that I always tell my kids is like, you take care of the blessings you have, and then they can grow, they can expand. Listen, I used to live in a very small space, right? Let's just put it that way. And I would take care of that space and take care of it and take care of it, right? And so that way it took care of me too, right? We took care of each other. And then years down the road, I was able to get a bigger space and I took care of that space, right? And then I was able to get a bigger space, right? As we receive our blessings, right? As we are able to walk into our gifts and discover our purpose and just operate through our healing, right? Because it doesn't even have to be that deep. What we are being encouraged to do is make sure that we're taking care of the things that we have and who we are in the space that we are currently. And in that sense, we'll be able to walk into the expansion that God is trying to grant us. But the reason why sometimes God will make us wait is because we're not taking care of the here and now, because we're so focused on the there and then, right? We're so focused on the future that we forget about today. But if we don't take care of today, then the future is going to be a whole mess. And we're going to walk into it with overwhelm because we still have the checklist of yesterday that we're carrying into tomorrow. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? If you're supposed to know, you will. So, okay, what I receive is like these messages operate together. You already know the answer, right? But when I mention as far as like what it is you want specifics, right? You're like, I want to know when, I want to know what color, I want to know how, I want to know all those things. But that is God stretching your faith, right? Because if you're supposed to know the specifics, then guess what? You would know that. But in the meantime, again, I can't express this enough. You take care of what you have, and so that it can take care of you. And then that way, when you're put into the place of expansion and promotion, you will know how to handle it. Because if you don't know how to handle the small, then you won't know how to handle the large, right? You're going to lose it in 2 seconds. What's earned quickly is also lost quickly. Listen, don't make yourself the sacrificial lamb. What I received behind this is like, don't go into pity me, woe is me mentality, right? And it's so easy to shift into that frame of mind when it feels like you've been on this journey for forever, right? But the thing of it is that you're missing the whole journey. You're missing the beauty of all of the experiences, because the reason why God has us walk these paths and have these different specific spots and stops along that timeline, right, is so that way we can pick up lessons from each and every one. Listen, God isn't going to let us have pain without purpose. You know, if he allows it, it's because there is meaning behind it. And sometimes we get in our own way with our anger and our angst and our resentment and all those things where we can't see beyond ourselves. All we can see is that struggle. And in that sense, we make ourselves the sacrificial lamb. But what God is saying is that, no, you are not the sacrificial lamb. The reason why he is allowing these moments and these experiences and these relationships and all those different types of things is so that way you can take the lesson out of it, extract the lesson, find the purpose in the pain, and then you will carry that forward. Trust me when I say everything happens for a reason. Sometimes we won't understand it, and it doesn't even mean that you have to like it when you're going through it, right? Because listen, we're also human, having a very human experience, right? So we're not going to like when we're in turmoil. We're not going to do all those things, but there is a certain peace that comes with the understanding that this is happening too for a reason. I may not understand the why right now, but listen, if I was supposed to know in this very moment, then I would. And the ultimate answer, the ultimate outcome, what I receive is you've already received. You've already seen that big picture outcome. Sometimes God will give us a glimpse of the outcome, that final product, at least one version of it that is a possibility for us, just to restore that hope and give us a little bit more direction as to which way we need to travel in order to get there. Your circumstances do not have control over you. Listen. Overall, what I'm receiving behind this is stop focusing so much on, Lord, give me the words, Lord, give me the words. Don't focus so much on that ultimate outcome, right? On the here and now, sure, again, you're not going to necessarily like when you have to go through a struggle, when the ends don't seem to meet, right? When it seems like you got to eat top ramen every single day, or maybe even once a week because you can't even afford that top ramen, right? When the credit card declines on that dollar purchase and you're like, what is happening to my life, right? Listen, your circumstances do not determine your outcome. Your current circumstances are there to teach you a lesson. So in that example that I just gave, maybe it's to teach you a little bit more financial responsibility. Maybe it is to show you that you can survive in the struggle. So that way, when you get yours and you ascend, then you're going to know how to appreciate it. And maybe you'll be a little less likely to just blow it in one shot. You know what I mean? You don't need validation to recognize the truth is the bottom of the deck energy right here. Listen, any message that I give you, I got some crazy hair right here, but any message that I give you, any message that you receive, and listen, me giving these messages, it's not about, going to divination or anything like that. We all have personal relationships with God. And at this current stage that I'm at, this is how one of the avenues that I can communicate with God and share the messages that I receive through myself from him, right? If that makes sense. But at the end of the day, you don't need validation when it comes to your conversation with God, with the Lord, with your Father, right? It's like somebody, and that's why he had me use all those names, is because it's like, You having a conversation with one of your siblings or a family member or something like that, and then you take that same conversation, they could have said, I have a matcha drink, right? And you take that exact same conversation to someone else and they're like, oh, they have a matcha drink. And now you're like, confirmation. Like, bruh, you already knew they had a matcha drink because you saw it. You experienced it yourself. You received that knowledge in and of itself, yourself. So you don't need somebody else to come up behind you to confirm or to validate what your spirit already knew, right? So stop seeking it is what I received. You don't need somebody to come up behind you and say, she has on a black shirt in order for you to recognize that I have on a black shirt. You know what I'm saying? Listen, overall, stay focused. Stay focused, but focus on the here and now. Stop existing in yesterday, right? Because you're gonna be depressed, you're gonna be anxious, all those things. Stop trying to exist in the tomorrow, because tomorrow is tomorrow and today is today. If you focus on the past or even the future outside of like maybe a reminiscing in order to cull those lessons, then you're going to miss the opportunities of today. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And that is your message for this week. Thank you so much for coming and showing up and listening. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. This is my prayed up message for you, to you. Take it how it resonates. Share as you feel compelled to do, using common sense and discernment, and happy healing. So if you have any questions or comments, anything like that, make sure you reach out, because I will always respond if and when I can, and hopefully when I see it. But in the meantime, happy healing, apples and tomatoes and all the things, and bye.